Good morning, good afternoon, good night. It is October 3rd, so naturally it's time for my monthly favorites, and this month we'll be discussing September. I don't have much, but what I do have I absolutely love, and my pets are everywhere. So if you want to see what I loved in the month of September, keep on watching. First and foremost, I want to talk about my art. It's in the back of me. I have been working on my room and on my house in general. For the past year that I've lived here, I have been in a kind of a funk, so I just have like a white box and I don't have the vision. I'm not very creative or artistic, but I like what I like. So slowly but surely, I have been decorating and getting some art pieces, and I found this artist on Instagram, and her handle is I should know this, right? Drunk Girl Designs. And how I found her is I started seeing people post finding these ladies in the back of me online in Home Goods, and I naturally ran to my Home Goods to see if they have it, and they didn't. So I found the artist online and I ordered these, and I'm absolutely obsessed with my golden girls. I have Rose, Sophia, Dorothy, and Blanche, and they're all wearing Gucci, and it's just the funniest. And there's a lot of she has a lot of art on her website and on her Instagram. I'll tag her in my description so you guys can go check it out. I paid for these myself. She has no idea I exist, this artist. I just really like her work, and it's just so colorful and it brings me a lot of joy. So that's my favorite, number one of September. I love it. My next favorite is a bag I purchased last September, and it's this bag by Coach, which it's Coach, you know. It hasn't been very popular lately, but it's just working for me. So this is Coach Brooklyn, and if you guys don't know, I lived for 30 years in Brooklyn ever since I immigrated to the United States. We lived in Brooklyn, and up until 2 years ago when we moved to Southwest Florida, I lived in Brooklyn. So I got this bag. It's just such a perfect everyday bag, and I did not splurge on the Coach one, so I got one from Amazon. It's this little cherry little keychain, but this bag fits so much. And let me know if you want me to do like a what's in my bag as a YouTube video, but I am obsessed with this bag. It's perfect for every day. It fits quite a lot of things, and it's my second favorite and the last non-makeup-y, non-skincare favorite of the month. Okay, moving on. Now we will move on to my skincare that I discovered this year, and it's not much, but I found this YouTuber, Alexa Chan, and let me just make sure I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I love her videos, and a lot of my favorites are coming from her. Yeah, Alexa Chan. She does absolutely beautiful videos, and she uses a lot of MAC products, and her skin is just gorgeous. But in any case, you know how I've been struggling with dry under eyes, and lately I started noticing, because my under eyes are so dry, I started getting wrinkles like right here, which drove me nuts. And I know I'm getting older. I know it's natural aging process. I know, but it doesn't stop the fact that it bothers me, you know, and it bothers a lot of people. So you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta do what's comfortable for you. But on a whim, she talked about this whipped tallow balm from Clara and Fritz. And I was like, you know what? I've tried so many eye creams. I've tried so many moisturizers, and nothing seems to work for my extremely dry under eyes. So I was like, you know what? Let me buy this. Let me see. It wasn't expensive. I think this 20 ounce, no, 2 ounce, 2 ounce little jar was 16 bucks. Magic, absolute magic. My under eyes are looking so good. They are not dry anymore. I don't see like the wrinkles as bad. I mean, a lot of them just like completely went away. So I definitely attribute them to the fact that my under eyes were dry. And I'm just like extremely obsessed over this. I don't think, at least for me, it's good for like the whole face, because it is very, very, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like moisturizing, I guess. It's just, you know, beef fat, pretty much. I'm sorry to the vegans and the vegetarians. I'm not, so this is okay for me. This one is the unscented one, but it does smell like beef stew. It does smell like beef. But I have to say, it contains, let me tell you what the ingredients are: grass-fed beef tallow and extra virgin olive oil, and it's certified organic. I cannot sing its praises enough, because it really, really done magic for my under eyes, and I'm so grateful that that I found Alexa Chan and that she recommended this. Again, nothing here has been sent to me, nothing here. I purchased everything myself, so I'm just letting you know. Okay, next, this month is gonna be MAC heavy, because I have rediscovered MAC. Again, thanks to Alexa Chan. But I have rediscovered MAC, and some products that I A, ordered new that I've never tried before, or B, rediscovered, I have been just absolutely obsessed with. So first and foremost, Max Fix Plus. I mean, just the smell brings me back. Like, this is, I mean, I know a lot of people still use it daily. I haven't used it in years, but I reordered this and I love it. It's Max Fix Plus, right? For my complexion, I have discovered a new product from MAC, and it's called MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, and mine is in medium 2. So basically, what it is it's like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, except that it's a little bit more. You know what, let me go get it and we'll compare it together. Okay, so I got my Hollywood Flawless Filter and the MAC. So the Hollywood Flawless Filter is beautiful, and that's what I used for these purposes before I got the MAC Strobe Dewy Skin. Except that the MAC Strobe Dewy Skin is... Okay, so Strobe Dewy Skin and Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, 4.5 medium 1. So the Strobe is more it's more moisturizing, I guess you could say. The Flawless Filter is a little thinner and a little drier, which is perfectly fine. It worked for me, but I prefer the Strobe because, I don't know, I just find that, like, look, even now you could see this is the Strobe and this is Charlotte Tilbury. It's already dried down, and this is still very smooth, very moisturizing. It's still wet, so when you put foundation on top of it, it just mixes better together. Because this on the skin, it dries down very fast. So when you put foundation on, even though it still looks beautiful, the foundation doesn't really mix with it on your skin as well as this, I discovered. So I prefer this However, I still love my Charlotte Tilbury and I will use it as a highlighter, but this mixes better with the foundation that I am currently loving. Speaking of foundation that I'm currently loving, right? I posted actually today when I'm filming this, I posted my foundation declutter. This little guy was on the chopping block. It was in my, I'll use it again and see if I like it. And we'll see if we'll declutter it. It is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint and mine is in medium too. These two together, guys, OMG. My skin has never looked better than it does now with these two together. I notice myself, like I'll put it on, I'll wear it throughout the day, and I notice that I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, my skin is looking amazing. And honestly, I think that this foundation is it. And these two products mixed together is chef's kiss. So I'm going to keep using it. I want to try this foundation without the MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint and see how that goes, and I'll keep you updated. But so far, this has been like, ever since I done my declutter and I used it, I have not put this foundation down. It's the only foundation that I've used for at least last 2 weeks. It's amazing. And I do my makeup almost every day. Moving on, my concealer for the month that I've been loving is dun, 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 MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and mine is an NC20. Do you remember this little guy? Holy moly, this thing had like a chokehold on all of us years ago. Still a crappy dispenser, but you know, the product is so good that I'm willing to deal with the dispenser, and it's glass, so if you drop it, this will break. I have broken many of them, so keep that in mind. What I do is I try very carefully to pump a tiny little dot of this concealer because it's very concentrated and pigmented. You only need a tiny little bit. I pump a tiny little bit on my hand. I mix in some of this and I apply it in a thin layer. It's very pigmented and high coverage, so it works very well to cover my under eyes. Again, I don't really suffer from dark circles or anything like that, so I just need to even out my tone. Works beautifully. The brush that I use for that is my BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A506. So I will mix it with my finger. I'll put a little bit in the inside corner and a little bit over here, and I'll just go in and smooth it out, and then I'll put my powder on top, whatever powder I'm using that day, and it works beautifully. What I find, the powder that works for me right now for this combo is the NARS Light Reflecting and Interstellar, or the other one. They work beautifully, but that has been my #1 concealer in the month of September. I have 2 blushes for the last month that I have been obsessed with and loving. One of them was new to me in the month of September, and one I rediscovered in my stash. And the one I rediscovered is this blush by Merit. These are the Flush Balm Cheek colors, and mine is in the color Cheeky, and it is this beautiful mauve, pinky, dark pink, mauve color, and I love these. Look how much of it I've used. It used to be a nice dome, so the top of it is gone. I use it every day, and I mix it with my newly discovered love, and it is this blush by MAC, and they are the Glow Play cushiony blushes, and this color is Blush Please. Now, full disclosure, I did get one when they first came out, which was years ago, right? And I hated it. I used it once or twice and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. And I've never, I threw it out because I don't think MAC takes returns. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I never used it again or purchased it again. However, Alexa Chan uses this one all the time, and I was like, you know what, she loves it, and apparently they reformulated them, so I purchased it and have not put it down. So it is a very similar color to Cheeky, but it's just a little bit lighter, and this one is more creamy, and this one is more like turns to powder kind of situation, cream to powder. So I'll either use this one and then this a little bit on top, or I'll use this one by itself, and it absolutely looks gorgeous. This is what I have on right now with another blush that I'm going to show you in a minute. But I have these two on my cheeks and then a powder blush on top. The powder blush that I have on top, which I have been loving, is from an Hourglass palette, and I don't think they make this anymore, but maybe they have the blush separately or in another palette. It's the Ambient Lighting Edit Blush and Glow Volume 2, and the blush that I love is this one. It's called Soft Flush. It's beautiful. Let me see if I can swatch it for you. Yeah. So that's what I have on top right now. It is what I've been using for the past 2 weeks. Moving on, my last two products from MAC and my last two favorites for the month are again, Alexa Chan put me on to this little guy, and it's the Mineralized Skinfinish in Global Glow. I use it on top of my cream bronzer. You can't really tell on my hand, but on my face it just smooths everything out, marries all the cheek products together, and just gives me a little glow without it looking orange, which was what I was afraid of when I purchased this. I was like, you know what, I've had other mineralized skin finishes and they made my skin look orange, but online it's described as gold with silver marbling. There's absolutely no silver in here whatsoever, but that's what kind of sold me. I thought that there's gonna be silver, so I was like, oh, you know, cool tone a little bit. No silver, however, it still looks absolutely beautiful. I love it. And the last but not least, Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm bringing an oldie but a goodie back. It is Soft and Gentle. It's the highlighter I have on my skin today, and it truly is what it's called, Soft and Gentle. There is a reason why this one is a cult favorite. There is something so magical about this highlighter. It looks so beautiful on the skin. Like, let me try to put a little bit more on with you. It's like a soft, lit from within, beautiful, not too much highlighter. It looks amazing on the skin. It blends in with everything. It's just gorgeous, and I love it, and I've rediscovered it since I started getting back into MAC. I've ordered a eye palette, and I love all. I have like a bunch of them that I ordered last month, so I haven't played enough with them to say whether or not they're favorites, but I know I love my MAC eyeshadows. I've loved them for years, so that's that. And that's it for my monthly favorites, favorites of September. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe so you can, you know, keep watching me, hanging out with me, and I have a great time. I hope you have a great time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.